So anybody who voted for Trump because you thought he cared about America or the Constitution, he doesn't, and now you know it for sure because there were peaceful protesters. That's the cool thing about America. We could get to protest. You get to do that. That's the cool part. Can't do it in other countries. We get to do it here. So Trump, he got embarrassed because he was hiding in the basement of the White House during the protests. People go, "Sir, Secret Service ordered him to do that." I'm pretty sure he's their boss. And if he didn't want to go in the basement like a bitch, he wouldn't have. But he went because he's a scared little bitch. And that's Mr. Bonespur. He's a scared little bitch. And he gave this speech. Now, as he gives this speech telling everybody how much he likes innocent protesters or peaceful protesters, he's having the Secret Service and the military mace and rubber bullet and beat the shit out of peaceful protesters. So that's the irony. Let's watch.
My administration is fully committed that for George and his family, justice will be served. He will not have died in vain. But we cannot allow the righteous cries of peaceful protesters to be drowned out by an angry mob. The biggest victims of the rioting are peace-loving citizens in our poorest communities. And as their president, I will fight to keep them safe. I will fight to protect you. I am your president of law and order and an ally of all peaceful protesters.
So here he is. So as he was pretending to care about peaceful protesters, but he goes on to say that he loves peaceful protesters, he supports peaceful protesters, but at the same time he was doing that, he had the Secret Service and the military doing this. That's what Trump is doing to citizens of America peacefully protesting outside the White House. And why did he do it? So he could get a photo op. So he could get a photo op. That's why he did it. So that's the state committing violence on people, so he could do a photo op, not because not for people's safety, not to make things safe, not to restore order, not to protect businesses, not to nothing, just so Trump could go do a photo op. He had the police assault people. That's what they're doing. What the fuck do you call this? He had them tear gas people, beat the shit out of them. So the cops show up, and that's what's called a police riot. Look at them. They're pushing people over. They're just beating the shit out of people. That's what Trump did. And if you're a Trumper, your guy's a fucking pussy and a bully. Bullies are always pussies. And that's not Antifa. That's not looters. There's nothing to loot. Those are people complaining to their government for their grievances, which is that's the number one cool thing about America. Trump doesn't really care about that. And if you are cool with that, you don't either. And you should maybe move to North Korea. Because in North Korea, no protests. Don't ever have to worry about looting. Ever. So if you're okay with what Trump did, you're not really an American. You don't really care about American values. You've been manipulated by a propagandist like Trump. And you're protecting a guy who's fucking you in the ass. Just like Democrats when they protected Obama. And so don't be a chump. Now is your time to stand up against Trump.
And the Democrats.
And the Democrats.
Because they have no solutions.
The Democrats have zero solutions. Zero. What should the Democrats be doing right now? Do you think that if those people were taken care of during this coronavirus that they would be rioting? Do you think if everybody's job was intact or if everybody got a $2,000 check a couple of times already and health care that they would be rioting? I say no, they would not. So there's Trump. There's Trump committing violence so he could do that. Pretty craven, pretty cowardly. But Trump has always been a coward. He talks tough, and we all enjoy it when he talks tough. But he's not actually tough. He's a bone spur guy. You know that.
There is no future. We must never give in to anger or hatred. If malice or violence reigns, then none of us is free. I take these actions today with firm resolve and with a true and passionate love for our country. By far, our greatest days lie ahead. Thank you very much, and now I'm going to pay my respects to a very, very special place. Thank you very much.
All right, so there's the President of the United States making a 6 or...
Takes no questions because he's courageous. Takes no questions because he's got guts.
And he was going to a place of peace after they
A place of
brutalized
peace.
all the protesters.
Yeah.
Get the shit out of the
Going
way.
to a place of peace after we just beat the fuck out of everybody. Isn't it amazing that that none of those cops were like, no, let's not do this? They're all like, yeah, let's do it. Every one of them. Yeah, every fucking one of them. Where's the good cop? Aren't there supposed to be good cops there? Hey, it's not okay for cops to assault peaceful protesters. That's illegal. And they do it all the time. They don't give a shit. They commit felonies. Those are felonies. We live in a law now, but you're still mad at the people protesting? It's just a certain kind of lawlessness we don't like. There's a certain kind of lawlessness. Cops' lawlessness, no problem.
So how did that really work? I'm really curious, like people that had supported Trump and they see him make this speech, protesters are off the chart, and they should be. And then he goes in front of a church and holds up a Bible. Does that really convince you of who this is, or does this show you more that he's a charlatan?
Well, it should show you that he's a charlatan, but there's a lot of mouth-breathing knuckleheads out there who love Trump. There just is.
And there are a lot of mouth-breathing knuckleheads who like Biden.
Yes, I'm telling you, we have a fuck situation. But there's a lot of people who like this show because we tell the truth about the Democrats, but they really don't like it when we tell the truth about Trump.
And really, I
lost
to say
1,000 of them on Twitter yesterday.
It is rare we cover Trump on this show.
Because everyone else has it covered. But here we are. Now we have no choice. Now we're going to cover him because he is the story now. And the mask is off. This is not Russiagate. Russiagate was a hoax. This is Trump. This is him being an authoritarian and a maniac. Hey, this is the part where I tell you where our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then I would tell you to go join our premium, but nobody has a fucking job. So why don't you just enjoy the video?